All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. My name is John, and today we are going to be looking at the patch notes because we haven't had any updates in the past, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 weeks now. And I haven't looked at this either yet, so we're going to look at it together, and hopefully there's something interesting. So with that said, let's get into it. All right, let's see. So, I think we're all expecting upcoming things like the 300 versus 300 thing, and hopefully the start of like next year or something. The new shoes, the new grind spots in the Ulukida area. I think that should be coming out within the next few months, which hopefully, because we all need something to do, and just more stuff in general. But anyway, as far as I know, I think I read yesterday there weren't too many updates, just because I think in Korea there's a holiday, so everyone was not working. So anyway, let's see what's happening today and catch up with everything. So class changes. Admittedly, I don't play these classes enough to know if they're good or not, but it doesn't look like any balance changes. It's just like making it easier, quality of life stuff. So I know Striker fixed the issue where the skill description displayed the incorrect Echo Spirit damage reduced in PvP only. Don't Strikers only press like 3 buttons anyway? That doesn't look like one of them. I'm just kidding, by the way. Anyway, improved to quickly switch to idle stance. I think I actually had one of those issues with like Wusa and Megu, how like they do those big attacks and then they start like dashing forward. So now it's going to idle faster, which is actually a good thing because I remember having one of those issues. Okay, so content. The Green Artisan Gathering minigame. Improved so you no longer have to win 3 times in a row, as long as you win 3 times within the time limit. So I think that's a good change because I think this was one of the more annoying ones of all of the mini games I did, and it's like so inconsistent with every mini game because like some of them are actually easy, some of them aren't. So like for example, like I'm Guru 25. I've done basically everything, and like for example, the butchering one has a time limit, whereas the fluid collecting one doesn't, where you only just press spacebar 3 times. So it's like, I wonder how they came up with the mini games. It's not the mini game that's a problem. It's more of why do they have time limits, and why are some of them like more challenging than others and more confusing. So for example, another thing that I would change with the green thumb mini game or whatever it's called is the mining one. You know how if you hit the thing, sometimes it's not always accurate, and I feel like that one is just one of the weird ones. The hoe gathering, so for all of you truffle gathering and stuff, I feel like they should just extend the time because that's literally like a memory game, whereas the fluid collecting is you press space 3 times. So you see how there's a little bit of a skill difference. It's not really a skill difference, it's just one is more annoying than the other, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm glad they're like tweaking things, but I feel like they should just look at all of them and then like either raise the time limit and put a time limit on all of them, or just remove the time limit, and if people don't want to do the mini game, they have the option to toggle it off, which why would you? But either way, I think they just need to relook at all of them, and I think the ones that I would recommend tweaking, mining and the herb gathering one. So yeah. Let's see. Items, the Khan's Heart, Destruction, and Protection Stones. Apparently, they are considered worse than the Vel's Heart and everything, so they're actually adding more stats to it. So the Destruction is 1 to 2 AP, and then these are the upgraded versions, so 2 to 4, and then 5 DP, and then 5 DP to 6 DP. So to give all of you an idea, here is what the Veil's Heart is. It's normally a 7 gear score total, 3 AP, 4 DP. As we all know, the Veil's Heart is just straight up better than the Khan's Heart. It's also like more than twice the price. But overall, I'm just not sure. Like, even when Khan first came out and people were going for the heart, I think that it was actually like, it's still not worth it, because by the time you're looking into an actual alchemy stone, you might as well just save and try to put an order on the Veil's Heart. So actually, let's look at that real quickly in game. So I know there's probably a lot of orders because they don't raise the price of anything. That's actually not that bad. 60 orders, and then there's a few that get listed every day. So I'm pretty sure if you put one of these on order, you could probably get it within a week. Unlike the Garmoth's Heart, where people have had it for literally almost a year and still haven't gotten one, I think this one you can get pretty easily. So if you're looking for a Veil, definitely put the order on the concentrated magic, because the way you get the heart directly is by crafting the concentrated magic. So I think more people just sell this one because this is a straight boss drop, whereas the heart you have to like kind of craft it, and for the same price, more or less, it's just worth selling this one more. All right, so Khan's Heart. Let's see these. I actually have the Life Stone, and I'll be honest, I barely use it. So let's see. There are 9 orders on this, which is a lot easier to obtain than the other one. So if you really want one and you are unable to actually get one off the market, which you should have no problem doing that, what I would recommend doing is, if you enjoy sailing, what you would do is save up the crow coins and just buy it. To change the number of the sweet honey wine exchange to the Common Sylph Temple. So basically those are the Lila petals. You turn them into the fairies. And most people hope for the tier 3 and tier 4, which is the Brilliance are tier 3s and Radiance are tier 4s. What you turn it into is the mythical feathers for your tier 10 attempts. And here is something that I still have a problem with. So, as you guys know, mythical feathers are a bottleneck for everyone. And you need 10 of them to do one tier 10 horse attempt. And so each one, mythical feather, is 40 mil, which I think should be raised actually to like 100 mil or something. So here's the problem. Honey wine is like 1.5 mil, maybe even less on NA. And the fact that you get 20 of them, it still doesn't equal one mythical feather. So the fact that you're still getting less than turning it into a mythical feather and being able to use it is still not worth it. So what would I change this number to instead of 20? So for Brilliant, you get one mythical feather, 40 mil. I think it should be more, obviously, but the number should represent the market price at least. So 20 of these is probably like 30 mil. So what I would do is basically just double it, because after tax and everything, it would still be fine. So I think 40 for a tier 3 is good. And obviously Radiant, you get double, so it should be like 80 in my opinion, just to balance out the numbers. And so even after this change, there's no reason to turn it into sweet honey wine. Just take the feathers, or get the feather and then sell it, and then buy the honey wine, and you still come out with profit. So I don't know, it's just one of those wild things where I'm just like, that math doesn't make sense. World bosses, Mirror Mock. Man, I have no idea when the last time I actually did this boss was. Apparently they increased the loot rate, so getting a weapon box increased. Mythical feathers are very valuable. I don't know why Voltaras still go up and down. I don't think they're bad. I just think that like they should not be as expensive as they currently are. Jinbon Wand magic crystals of these are the chess piece, right? The Cobalinus increased by 2.5%. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know these dropped to Jinbon wands. I thought they just had a high chance of forest furies and it's like craft it yourself. Cool. Everything got a buff and increased drop rate. That's good. Tungrad Ruins. Admittedly, I've only done this maybe like 3 times total, so I don't like have a perfected rotation. But fix the issue where you couldn't apply a stun debuff to the Tungrad Ascetics and the Executioners upon defeating the Tungrad Visionary. So the Tungrad Visionary is the one with the green name, and you kill that one first, and then it basically stuns the rest of them for a good few seconds. And then you couldn't apply a stun debuff. Most people can just kill the other ads during the first phase of it going stunned. So I'm not really sure. I'm glad this is I'm glad it's fixed, but I didn't really see that as an issue too much unless your AP was low, which in theory that should be a good thing then. So either way, not complaining, it's a good thing. Fix the Tungrad Ruins monsters to stop chasing adventures at a quicker pace. Okay. Well, don't think I really had that issue, but I feel like if you're over 310, 320 AP and in this area, you probably know how to play the game already, so that's cool. Remove some of the mine imp spawn locations to prevent them from interfering with adventures progression through the northern Hydal quarry. Why is this under Tungrad Ruins? Is this... Okay. Cool. Let's see. Quest and knowledge. Improve the speaking and motion animations of characters during the Megu and Wusa Awakening quest lines to appear more natural. I watched it exactly 1 time. I didn't really notice too much of a difference, but I'm glad they changed it. Fix the camera effects to make cutscenes more natural. I'm glad this is where the priority is instead of actually like balancing classes and stuff. Fun game. NPC Solare Hall of Fame, basically the Arena of Solare top like 20 players or something get their statue and the title. You can interact with it and trade energy for a breath XP for 10%. That's cool. Oh boy, Arena of Solare is something that I think it's a good thing. It's fun. But also at the same time, I have heard so many complaints with Arena of Solare that remember how they added that Landed a Morning Light map, the mansion area? No one liked that one to the point where they actually removed it from the rotation. And I just think that people should get rewarded for doing Arena of Solare. Like, I get it. It's a PvP thing you sink hours into. But I also think the matchmaking is kind of weird. The MMR system in general is like, it feels so punishing. And like even other games with MMR ELO systems, it's not as punishing. It's like you have to win. It's like it's not supposed to be like a 1-to-1. It should be like, I don't know, some other games is like, here, you win, you get good amounts of points, and you lose, you don't lose all of it. Well, a good chunk of it. So I don't know. I feel like the MMR system should be tweaked a little bit. Rewards should be buffed, and like Arena of Solare really just rewards the top 100. And if you're not there, you get nothing. Fix the issue where the silver would be displayed instead of crow coins at the crow coin shop. I see. Okay. Improve the system message displayed at the crystal transfusion window. It's a message? I kind of change this pretty regularly, and I like never thought I'd have an issue, but okay. Improve the following search windows to no longer be case sensitive. Dude, this is a huge change. Anyone that knows this, you have to be like 100% accurate And now that it's no longer case sensitive, huge change. Good job. Added mention of season gift exchange coupons to the description of the Evergreen Season Pass, leveling up one step at a time, too. What does that mean? Added mention of season gift exchange coupons to the description of the Evergreen. Oh, just like nothing changed, but added text. Okay. Added a button to the Black Spirit Adventure boards to take you to the ancient Black Spirit Adventure board when the event is going. That's a lot of rolls. Oh, used to be there. It's no longer there. Okay, cool. Improved. So pressing escape will only close the opened how to play rewards or Arcana window for Black Spirit Adventure. You know, people actually press the button for the dice roll and hit escape to still get the rewards and not spend the 3 seconds watching the dice roll. And I think they messed it up. All right, everything else is stuff that we don't really care about. Fix the issue where deleting all crystals in the crystal inventory would break the scroll function. It's not the change we wanted, but I saw crystals. I'm like, are they fixing crystals finally? No, it's just not that. So anyway, I think that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's patch notes. I knew there wasn't really much to add in the past few weeks, but overall, hopefully in the next few weeks we'll actually get some content or balance changes. But for this week, our goals are pretty much we're probably going to do some enhancing. So I still have my Pry Black Star that we got to click, and it's so bad. Like, we made another 210 stack, and we also made another 210 stack. So yeah, for everyone who's wondering, how do you make 200 stacks? You just click Black Stars from like 110, or I guess 150, whatever you have, 100 plus all the way to 200 for Black Star. If it goes in between there, cool, you probably made profit. Do it again. But either way, that's about it. Probably gonna do some grind videos, some enhancing, and whatever else is happening throughout the week if there's any highlights. But with that said, that's all for me today. I'll see you guys later. Peace.